Welcome to the Pulse with Peter B. I'm your host, Peter Biancamano. Let's get you to the pulse on everything you need to know. And we were here last week and we couldn't get enough. We had to come back this week over at Napoli's Pizza, located at 1118 Washington Street in Hoboken, New Jersey. That's their uptown location, but you want to visit their downtown location at 133 Clinton Street, also in Hoboken. And a person who's closer to their downtown location, but she trekked all the way uptown tonight, is our Places Insider of @FoodPick. It is Krista Stucchio giving the drums. We are back at Napoli's.
I decided to wear the same outfit too.
So did I, because
Yeah.
we matched last week.
Yeah.
So we were like, we have to do what we have to do.
Doing it again.
Exactly. And I do have to, again, tell the audience that Desiree Perez is away on vacation. She will be back, hopefully in the next few weeks, covering the food segments, but because, again, who wants to see Peter B?
No one.
Oh,
I'm
man.
really jealous of her vacation though.
I really am. Dubai.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see that? That was, yeah, pretty
Yeah.
cool. Absolutely. All right, Krista, we were here last week. You gave 10 out of 10s on every single dish.
Yeah.
You know, so I had to tell my man Jaden here, who's the manager over at Napoli's and does a hell of a job here, you know, to give us some more dishes that you probably wouldn't see at your normal pizzeria. Mm-hmm. And why don't we start with that appetizer in the middle? What do we got?
You mean the burrata?
Mm-hmm.
And these juicy tomatoes?
I
Like
know, look
they
at
are
those
not
tomatoes.
skimping you on the tomatoes here. Look at how thick this tomato is.
And you know what they say about Jersey, where you got like the tomatoes are like the
Yeah,
best, correct?
They're the best.
Right. We are the Garden State, believe it or not,
Yeah, we are.
as we sit in an urban jungle here.
I've actually been working on growing my own tomatoes in my little yard. I have to check on
Do they look like that?
They do not. They're like little cherry tomatoes. We gotta, start small.
That
but,
is way off.
Since Peter's not eating any of this,
I am not gonna eat
I'm gonna
anything.
take the entire burrata
Ooh.
and put it on my plate
Exactly. Well, look,
and just like do my own little
your own little concoction.
yeah.
Is that
So
what
we're
you want to
gonna
say?
yeah.
All right.
So I'm gonna take a tomato.
While you do your thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, last week I ate and we received your emails and, your messages on our social media platforms. And they were like, did your mother teach you how to eat that way? People were embarrassed by the way I ate because I couldn't find a napkin. And then it stuck on me. Did you remember that?
Yeah, it did. All right,
Wow.
I
Go
think
ahead.
I did a little too much here, but this is kind of the perfect bite.
That is. Did you see that cream just go right out
Yeah,
of there?
you were kind of like yapping away, so I couldn't really cut you off to be like, Peter, look.
No, but I noticed it. I
yeah.
noticed it.
This was like a perfect slice into the burrata.
And
so-
that's how you know that burrata is FTD, which is a Jersey Shore term. That's right. Huge fan of the show, which stands for fresh to death.
Wow, Peter's hip.
What do you think?
That was literally the perfect bite. I don't even want to take another one because I'm like, is it gonna be as good as the first one? I don't know.
Okay. What did you like about it so much?
Perfect creamy burrata. That basil is so fresh. Like you can smell the basil as you're taking the bite.
Okay.
It's like a nice little preview before you actually bite into it. Juicy tomato and crispy bread. Like it's just, this is perfect.
Heaven on earth.
Heaven on earth.
10 out of 10?
You're missing out. 10 out of 10.
Wow, another 10 out of 10. I absolutely love it. All right, we're going to move on. We're
Okay.
going to save that dish closer to you for the main event.
All right.
So we're going to move on to this caprese panini, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
Correct? What's in it?
We've got some mutz, tomato, roasted red peppers, and pesto. So we've got some similar vibes going on as the first dish.
Right? Well, we wanted to keep it consistent. Look at
Yeah.
that. Look at that panini bread, by the
These
way.
peppers just,
Oh, goodness. This is what I love about Krista, our longest serving foodie, by the way, on the Pulse of Peter Bay. And she just dug,
going in.
just go in. Go in. I have a question for you.
Oh, great. I just finished my mouth.
Yeah, of course, because, that's what Mama taught us. Talk with your mouth full, right?
Yeah.
So, that bread looks absolutely phenomenal.
Okay.
Talk to me.
What's your question?
My question is it phenomenal?
It is absolutely phenomenal. Are you going to tell me more about this bread?
No, I just think it looks
I thought
so
you had more behind it.
Oh, I have no,
I thought
nothing.
I was being put on the spot.
Yeah.
But look
it
at
just
these
looks
grill
fluffy.
marks. You see that? It's perfectly crispy, but it's not. You know when you're biting into some bread and it tears the roof of your mouth open?
Mm-hmm.
Still great bread. Don't get me wrong, but
Right.
I don't feel like I'm in pain after eating this, which is always nice.
It is nice.
This is really good. And I need to stop myself.
From eating anymore?
Yeah. Should I try this little pasta salad?
I think you should.
I think that's a unique side. I get
think you
excited
should.
over a pasta salad. Oh, I've got burrata.
Oh, she's got burrata on the fork. Do you? No, she's.
No, you're not eating any of this.
No,
It's
apparently
all
not.
mine.
Listen, I know my place in this segment. I really, really do.
I didn't tell him not to. Yo, that has amazing flavor. Wow.
You know it's good when she's like, yo.
Yo. I love a creamy pasta salad. There's a lot going on in there.
There is
in
a lot
good
going
way.
on.
It's delicious.
All right. 10 out of 10?
Great side option. Yes, 10 out of 10.
Another 10 out of 10. All right. So we are going to move on to the big, okay, here's my word again. All
right.
Mama Jamma. Bad? Was that bad? Was that
bad.
like 70s?
Yeah.
All right. What do you got here?
We have a chicken parm sandwich or sub or hero, however you want to call it, but it has vodka sauce on it.
Maybe.
So I'm obsessed. Whenever vodka sauce is on a dish, like it's just automatically elevated for me. I love a red sauce, don't get me wrong, but yeah, look at this thing.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Look at the cheese pull out of there, huh? It's just dripping away. And don't worry, Krista's not going to embarrass you, Dylan. We know you're showing the food as we speak right now. Oh, dig right in there. That was a good bite. All right, easy, don't choke, because you know we are on TV. It would be entertaining, but you know, we don't need me performing the Heimlich on you.
Again, incredible bread that's not slicing up the roof of my mouth. The sauce is amazing. Like sometimes you need a good chicken parm sub, you know?
And vodka chicken.
And vodka sauce. They have a really, really good vodka sauce. And I also love that I've got a salad here to kind of balance the carbs. You know?
Okay.
Like super heavy sandwich, but you got a nice fresh salad to go with it. I love a fresh salad.
You definitely need the salad.
Definitely
And
need
you know, on a hot summer day, and you know, like this, I mean, you certainly want, you know, something refreshing after eating a pretty hearty sandwich.
Pretty hearty is right. Look at all that. We got some mushrooms in here. I'm a big fan of mushrooms, so.
Oh my God. And you got the red onion. That's how you know Napoli's Pizza does it right, when their salads are unbelievable.
Even their salads are elevated, so.
Exactly.
Yeah, Napoli's can't do any wrong in
10,
my eyes.
10 out of 10 again?
10 out of 10 again.
Wow, this is 2 weeks in a row where she ranked every dish perfectly. So this is the last time we're going to have Krista on the show, because I'm just kidding. I am just kidding, of course. So again, we spoke about this last week, and we mentioned it a little bit earlier in the segments. Napoli's is more than just some of the best pizza you'll have.
Yeah.
In
It's
Hoboken.
definitely in my like top 3 in Hoboken favorite pizzas.
Wow.
So it always has been, and I've been here for almost 8 years. So
wow.
yeah, and I even wore, I have a bracelet that says "Eat the Pizza."
Oh.
So I thought maybe I'd be eating pizza today, but we're not. It's okay.
But
yeah, big pizza girl.
exactly. But you can come here. Some people might not be pizza fans and have the rest of their menu.
Not in the mood for pizza, which I mean,
Amen.
it's rare you're not in the mood for pizza, but like I love a sandwich, so
I love
plenty of
that.
sandwich options. You got paninis, you got wraps, you got sandwiches, like.
Exactly. We got people honking at us.
People honking at us.
You gotta love it. All right. Well, Krista Stucchio of that hashtag food pick. We hope to see you on a future episode.
Of course.
Exactly. Maybe back at Naps. That's what you call this place. Back at Naps. Absolutely love it. Folks, make sure you visit their 2 locations, one at 1118 Washington Street and the other at 133 Clinton Street. Krista, thanks again.
Thanks for having me as always.
Absolutely. All right, folks, we will be right back. Peter Biancamano, your hostess with the mostest of the Pulse with Peter B. Folks, don't forget to go on our Facebook and our Instagram pages by searching The Pulse with Peter B, and like and follow us on each of those platforms. We're constantly updating those pages with previews of each week's segments and cool stories. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our email address at thepulsewithpeterb@gmail.com. Welcome back to the Pulse with Peter B. Still here at the beautiful Napoli's Pizza, located at 1118 Washington Street in the beautiful city of Hoboken, New Jersey. Also, their second location at 133 Clinton Street, also in Hoboken. And we're joined by a person who was here last week giving us everything we need to know. That's right. That's a punchline from the show regarding pro wrestling. And today he's here to talk about the biggest party of the summer, which is WWE Summerslam. And that is Rob Tonnesen, our pro wrestling insider. Welcome back.
You are way too excited.
Of course I'm excited. It's the biggest party of the summer.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Oh God, here he goes. Here comes his negativity coming
No,
up.
it's
But
not
I don't know.
negativity.
Let's see what the matches that we're going to talk about. It hails from Ford Field over in Detroit, Michigan. For all you fans out there, yes, that's where the Detroit Lions play. Can hold about 70,000 people, and I'm sure the WWE will be sold out then. Why don't we start with probably the main event, which is the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. Roman Reigns facing his cousin Jey Uso. The bloodline has split. Who do you like in this match and why?
Okay, Roman Reigns, I'll just say that right off the bat. As of filming today, Roman Reigns has been champion for 1,047 days.
Wow.
As of when we get to SummerSlam, he will have been champion for 1,065 days. This is just some facts. If he makes it to Royal Rumble 2024, he will pass Bruno Sammartino for his first.
I don't know if I like that, Rob.
I know that. If he makes it to September of 2024, he will pass Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
So this is kind of the area we're talking about for Roman Reigns. It's really been, and I was on here last week talking about the bloodline and how the bloodline has been the story of WWE. Jey Uso has been really good in going from Roman's lackey to branching out on his own to with Jimmy to now kind of being main event Jey, which they talked about from the longest time. But at this point, you could have had Roman lose to Drew in Wales and nobody would have complained. You could have had Roman lose to Sammy in Montreal and nobody would have complained. And then you could have had Roman lose to Cody at Mania and nobody would have said anything, and Roman still won. So at this point, I would keep it on him till WrestleMania at least, and that's when I think Cody's going to win. But I don't see Jey beating Roman this time.
Okay, so Roman retains. Let's talk about the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And of course, that is the champion Seth Rollins. I really, really like this matchup. I really do, against Finn Balor.
I really like this one as well. As I like to call this title, the You're Not Roman Reigns Championship. Seth Rollins has done great. Seth Rollins has always been great. He was great when he was in Ring of Honor, and then he kind of became what this character is now. Finn Balor, the same with the Judgment Day. Their matches have been good, but not great. So it's kind of, let's do one more to see if you can impress me. I don't see Finn Balor winning, but there is that story with Damian Priest being Money in the Bank winner. So I definitely see Seth retaining, but that tease of Damian Priest cashing in.
All right, boy, Rob is just filled with all surprises. I absolutely love it. WWE Intercontinental title. This is your, again, slap 'em, drag out type of match that we absolutely love. Gunther, the current champion, versus Drew McIntyre. We spoke about this was it WrestleMania, I believe?
WrestleMania, but they added Sheamus.
I'm, again, excited. If you're into hard-nosed, hardcore wrestling, this is the match for you. Who do you like and why?
Oof. Well, since we talked about Roman Reigns' long reign, Gunther is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion since the Honky Tonk Man of the 80s. So that's how long Gunther's been. I love the expression "big meaty men slapping meat." That is exactly what this is. I always tell you how much I love Japanese wrestling, and that's what's going on right now in Japan. I love Gunther to retain simply because of the record. Okay. If Drew were to win, I would not be upset, but I really enjoy Gunther. Plus, the entrance of Gunther is just amazing, where he throws the coat off and it's just an easy grab. It's one of my favorite things. Gunther to win.
Gunther to win. All right, we do have to take a quick commercial break, but we will have more predictions of the biggest party of the summer, WWE SummerSlam, of course, this Saturday, August 5th, only on Peacock. When we come back, more predictions from our pro wrestling insider, Rob Tonnesen. We will be right back.
Welcome to Hudson River Care and Counseling. Hello, I'm Dr. Pam Pater-Ennis, the CEO and founder of Hudson River Care and Counseling with over 30 years of clinical social work experience in therapy. We are a progressive counseling and coaching practice with a diverse team that brings a holistic approach to clients. We offer support both in person and through digital platforms such as telehealth. Consider us a safe haven that you can trust with care for your mental health needs. Visit our website to set up a consultation today.
Welcome back to the Pulse with Peter B. Still here with our pro wrestling insider, Mr. Rob Tonnesen, talking about the biggest party of the summer, WWE SummerSlam, live this Saturday, August 5th, only on Peacock. Rob, how are you?
Good.
All right.
Enjoying
just
life.
The
chill.
commercial was a little bit longer this time.
Commercial was great. Yeah.
All right, just
good.
making sure. Why don't we move on to the next match, which I think is going to be another drag out, What was the line that you used for the Gunther Drew McIntyre?
Big meaty men bumping meat.
Oh, yeah, and that is Brock Lesnar going against Cody Rhodes, who you spoke about last week to possibly end Roman Reigns' title reign. So, Reigns, So do you like Cody winning this and being catapulted into the main event spotlight again?
Not yet. Well, Cody's obviously going to win this. He won at Backlash, and this is kind of the rubber match between Cody and Brock. So Cody's definitely going to win, but it's once again the story. Cody Rhodes has been constantly saying, "Oh, I've got to finish the story, finish the story." So the story is really going to be finished at WrestleMania. So it's getting back there in April.
Cool.
So how do you get from where he is now in August to back to the main event in April? Obviously, it's going to be told over time, but Cody's definitely going to win this one.
I love it.
On Saturday in August.
I love it. So now, Rob, I like this match. I like this match a lot because I think these athletes are really hysterical. We were talking about the pop that Bad Bunny received last week down in Puerto Rico. And we have a United States Championship match between Austin Theory, who's the champion, and L.A. Knight. Did I say it correctly?
You did.
All right.
You did.
His pops have been unbelievable. Will he be the next WWE United States champion?
Boy, he should. And that's who I'm going to say is going to win because
Okay.
I've been on this show several times.
How much you love Austin Theory, right?
Austin Theory is just my favorite.
Yeah.
But no, LA Knight is actually has been sort of a throwback to kind of when The Rock was cool. And if you listen to a lot of the things he says, it does kind of sound very 97, 98 early Rock.
I love it.
Especially now with people unearthing all the things he's done before he became LA Knight, like in the random Car Shield commercial.
That is. So wait, LA Knight?
Yeah, LA Knight,
Okay,
absolutely.
just making sure. We have to talk about this because it's only right because there is a women's revolution in the WWE that's still continuing, and that is the WWE Women's Championship, a triple threat match between Asuka, who's the current champion, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte Flair. I feel like Charlotte Flair is always in a main event championship match for the WWE. Is she following in her father's footsteps?
Because do you notice every time Charlotte Flair actually has a match, it is only for the championship?
I
She
did
doesn't
notice that.
randomly show up. Like she lost at WrestleMania and then went away, and then all of a sudden she's back and in
How's
a title
that fair?
shot. Oh well, when your last name's Flair, it helps.
Nice. But who do you like?
I would love Asuka to retain, so I would love to say that, but logic dictates it's going to be Flair.
Oh no!
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness.
I think what they want is they want her to get to her dad's number, and I think she's at 11 right now. If I'm not,
He's 16, right?
He's 16, so let's just get that number up there. So I really think Charlotte's going to win, even though,
Okay.
Exactly.
Really quickly, 10 seconds.
Yes.
I wanted to touch this match because, again, two absolutely pure athletes. Ricochet versus Logan Paul. Who do you like?
Ricochet, because he does the things. No, when he does the things, he does all the flippy things that are fun.
All right. I absolutely love it. Rob Tonnesen, our pro wrestling insider. Again, you're going to want to tune in for WWE SummerSlam this Saturday, August the 5th, only on Rob's favorite streaming platform, Peacock.
Well, Chelsea's almost back.
There you go. I absolutely love it. Thanks again, buddy. I really appreciate
Pleasure.
it. All right, folks. We will be right back. Peter Biancamano back with you. Don't forget to watch us on cable access every Sunday and Monday at 9 a.m. Optimum Channel 18, Files Channel 46, and Comcast Channel 190. Also on Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m., you can watch our show on our YouTube channel, and you can also binge watch all of our old shows. Who doesn't want to keep watching The Pulse with Peter B? We'll see you there. Welcome back to The Pulse with Peter B. Peter Biancamano, still in the host chair and as excited as ever because we have a Pulse premiere today, and it is my good friend, Mr. John Allen. He is running for New Jersey State Assembly in the 32nd District. John, welcome to The Pulse.
Thank you, Peter. I appreciate the invitation and happy to be here in front of Napoli's, one of my favorite pizza spots.
Exactly. John is from the neighborhood, and he will tell you that Biancamano's Deli is one of his favorite delis as well.
I am not being paid to say that. I, in fact, pay to buy the mozzarella on a way too frequent basis.
I absolutely love that, and I'm sure my parents will too, John. I really, really do. But John, you're no stranger to this community. I mean, you've worked in City Hall, you've ran for council here, you own businesses here. I was wondering if you want to tell the audience a little bit about your background.
Sure, I'd be happy to. I moved to Hoboken when I was in law school. I've been here ever since. I live with my lovely wife, Tara. We're on Hudson Street nowadays. When I moved here, like I said, I was in law school. I started my law career focused on education law, in part because when I was in college, I actually served on my hometown's Board of Education.
Wow.
So it's been a commitment to that cause my entire professional career. And fast forward, I ended up working for Mayor Bala as his chief of staff and eventually in the Office of Corporation Counsel, where, you know, the old saying, may you live in interesting times. Well, I picked a very interesting time to serve in local government during COVID. The pandemic was unprecedented, and incredibly proud of the work we got to do while in City Hall.
And can I say, you know, John has always been very communicative with me, and I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as we mentioned, my family has a small business here. COVID was a rough patch for the small businesses in town, and John and, of course, Mayor Bala did a terrific job. And I want to thank you for your service at the city level doing that. So now you want to move to the state level.
I do. I do.
What made you decide to run for state assembly?
Well, the idea of service has been a cornerstone of my professional career from the beginning. And this opportunity, when it was presented, seemed like a natural progression. And the ability to represent my community in Trenton and to make an impact statewide, frankly, was irresistible to me. And even though New Jersey is to a degree sheltered from some of the extremism we see across the country, we still have to remain vigilant. And it's my hope to be one of those people who preserves New Jersey's rights that we're seeing stripped away elsewhere, specifically bodily autonomy and reproductive freedom. It's now perhaps more important than ever that you step up to do the job, and that's what I want to do.
Absolutely, and thank you for that. I mean, not many people do step up and do that. So what are some of your goals? The 32nd District encompasses all of Hoboken, and I believe most of Jersey City, like 99%.
So it's about 2/3 of Jersey City.
Oh, I'm sorry. So it's about
all of
66%.
Hoboken. Yeah.
All of Hoboken.
So it's a large district numerically, but geographically we're rather small because of how densely populated both Hoboken and Jersey City are.
Right.
But to answer your questions about priorities, my first priority, and it has a lot to do with my background, is I want to focus on education and education funding issues. So the state legislature this year is going to be reevaluating the formula for school districts across the state. So it's an incredibly important time that someone with educational background is there. And specifically, I want to make sure that the funding is equitable for urban districts like Hoboken and Jersey City. And even more specifically, I want to fight to make sure that Hoboken has the funding necessary to build a new high school, which we are severely lacking.
Absolutely.
And it shouldn't be left to the Hoboken taxpayers alone.
Absolutely. And you know, I served on the school board for 6.5 years. I was part of the team that hired our wonderful superintendent, Dr. Christine Johnson. And she'll be the first one to tell you that, you know, a new high school is needed. We need to make it more appealing so families keep their students here in the district instead of private schools in New York or county schools or so on and so forth. So I'm very, very happy to hear that, John. I really, really am. And what do you think is the biggest challenge? I know you spoke about education, but is there a different challenge that you think is facing the 32nd district?
Yes, we are on Washington Street right now, only a few blocks away from the Hudson River. We are a coastal community that has already witnessed firsthand the effects of climate change. Just take Superstorm Sandy as an example. We have to do everything we can to make ourselves a more resilient community. And that has already started to a degree with the Rebuild by Design project, the $250 million federal program that the city actually won a couple of years ago. We still have a long way to go, and we need a seat at the table to make sure that we have the funding necessary to see it completed, and we need to see it completed right.
Right.
And that, I think, is one of the biggest things that Hoboken and Jersey City and other coastal communities are going to need to do.
Okay, and fabulous. But it's hard to tackle that just as one person. So I guess what is the biggest challenge in terms of tackling climate change? Because you love to hear all the climate change deniers say, you know, oh, it's not a thing, it's a hoax.
Right.
But yet we're on a record streak. I don't even want to lift up my arms on camera here outside of humidity levels that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
So, you know, while mentioning your running mates, because I think it's important to mention Raj and Jessica,
Yeah.
how do you plan to tackle climate change at the hyper-local level?
Sure. So you are 100% right. It can't be done one person alone. But I think what I've always found interesting is that in the absence of a federal or even a more global approach, mayors across the world have united. Primarily, it was started by Michael Bloomberg in the aftermath of his mayoralty. Mayors around the globe have agreed to work together, and you're seeing at the hyperlocal level efforts to create a more climate-friendly fleet of municipal vehicles, as an example. The climate action plan that just here in Hoboken was adopted under Mayor Bala. So there are things that you can do at the hyperlocal level, and there is an element of coordination because these mayors are communicating with one another. But what you mentioned my running mates, and I'm really glad you did, because you've heard enough about me. You need to know about Raj Mukherjee, who's running to represent us in the Senate. This man is a former Marine, an attorney, a business owner, a father of two, a husband, one of the most prolific legislators in New Jersey state history. He has sponsored more bills than I believe anyone in recent memory. Having this guy at the top of the ticket and in the Senate House is going to be great for the 32nd District. And my running mate for the Assembly, Jessica Ramirez, an incredibly talented attorney. She fights to protect the victims of sexual violence on a daily basis, and she's going to bring that fight to Trenton. So I think that the 32nd Legislative District and the state as a whole is going to benefit quite a bit by having this team in Trenton.
That is absolutely fabulous. And folks, the election is Tuesday, November 7th. It's coming up. I mean, we're at the end of July here, and it's coming up. John, is there anything you want to say to the audience? Just, you know, we're about, 2 months away, or 3 months away from the election, about possibly, I know you mentioned your running mates, but maybe a little bit more about you. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't vote in these elections. Voter turnout, look what happened in the primaries. I mean, this past year in June, I mean, voter turnout was 6 to 8%, I believe it was in Hudson County. Is there anything you want to say of why it's so important to go out there to ensure that the Democrats keep control of the state assembly and the state Senate? Because as a registered Democrat, you and I served on the committee together. This was years ago. I want to see that, you know, to see the progress being made, of course, with Governor Murphy. So the floor is yours.
So it is incredibly important that you come out and vote. A lot of people assume that, you know, these elections are going to all end up being won by Democrats. But New Jersey, despite its appearance as a solid blue state, the majority in the state house is significantly more slim than you may expect. And you can't take any of these seats for granted. I mentioned at the beginning that to an extent, New Jersey is sheltered from extremism, but we're this close from it going the other way.
Wow.
And if you're not diligent, if you don't take this seriously and we lose that, just take a look at states where they haven't done what they needed to do to preserve the Democratic majority. You have gun violence going crazy. You have women's reproductive rights under threat. And that can't happen here.
Well, thank you so much. John Allen,
Thank you.
State Assembly District candidate for the 32nd District. Thank you so much for joining us. It was an honor having you on, and I hope to see you back soon.
I hope so.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. All right, folks, join us next week for The Pulse on everything you need to know. I'm Peter Biancamano. I hope you have a great week, everybody.